devotional as we have kicked off and we're in the space of lockdown. We trust that things are going well, and that the Lord is keeping you in this time, and you've just been in a space of reflecting. In Proverbs 9 verse 10, the scripture says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what am I talking about? The fear of God? I mean, just last week you were saying don't fear, and now you're like, the fear of the Lord. And when I say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom, I literally mean that this is the Creator, God, standing before us, the Creator of the universe, who is actually coming close to us. I mean, when could you imagine how big He is? Could you imagine how amazing this God is? I mean, He created us, He created the earth, He created the galaxies, and this is God we're talking about. And when I say that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom, I mean when you place God in front of everything else. When you fear God, you realize that there's nothing else that could possibly scare you. And the beauty about this is that God is coming close to us. This awesome and mighty God is calling on us, and He's wanting to love us, and He's wanting to be in relationship with us. You know, in Matthew 6, it's from verse 19 up until 34, Jesus is talking into the crowd at the time, and He was addressing materialistic, the material needs that they had at the time, and He was saying these are what you're concerned about, but don't worry about what you're going to eat, don't worry about what you're going to wear. He was talking about how the Lord feeds the birds in the tree, and they don't even sow and they don't reap, and He's saying, but you're so much more precious than the birds in the trees. And He's saying, but if you seek my kingdom first and all its righteousness, all these things will be added unto you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we're in a space where we're like, okay, Lord, this is the fear that I'm facing. But when we place it before Him and say, actually, you know what, God, you are bigger than. You're bigger than the fear that I was facing. You're bigger than coronavirus. You're bigger than lockdown. You're bigger than recession. You're bigger than all of these things. When we get to that space, it's almost as if we become free of worry. And Jesus is saying that if you make my kingdom a priority, I'm gonna look after you in any way. I'm here and I care for you. I don't want you to worry about these things. I want you to focus on me, because I'm the source of life. I'm the source of life. And when we fear God, that really makes us realize that there's nothing that we need to fear, because He's for us and He cares about us. He loves us. And I just want to encourage you now, just in this time, if you could just take a few moments to ponder on the bigness of God, and just to ponder on how mighty He is. And in that space, just go to Him and say, Lord, you're bigger than this, and declare how big God is over your circumstances. And call on His presence, because He cares for you and He loves you. And in that space, realize that He is God, and nothing else can stand against Him, and He is for you.